collision with purpose, in pursuit of purpose.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to In the Spotlight. This is the home of unfiltered conversation, and this is where real talk is what we do. And I am none other than Donna Thompson.
And I'm Dr. Laxley Stephenson, and together we're your co-hosts. Donna, wow, another week is on us, another Monday.
Another Monday.
What do you say, moving fast?
Yes.
You know what I like about it moving so fast? Because we're moving with it. I mean, we're getting things done.
Yeah, we actually are. We're constantly.
You hear people complain that time is going so fast. Man, I look forward to that because it's just things happening in our lives. We're making it happen. So we're not stuck in one spot. We're not stagnant. We keep it moving. We're doing things. So, we're moving with time.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that awesome?
It is awesome because it also keeps your mind active for sure, because you're always busy.
And getting things done, important thing.
Yeah.
And talking about getting things done, what we got going on this week?
Oh my goodness. Wait, I don't have on my oh my gosh shirt, but I'm going to say, oh my gosh, because every week it seems like there is just something added to a collision with purpose. Every week there's something being added. So of course, we have our colloquium that's coming up March 2nd at the Shiloh High School. And that is, of course, where we're going to have several collaborators that will be joining us of this wonderful masterpiece of book here. And we'll be talking about purpose and, meeting some of the collaborators who have shared their journey in that book, which of course we're hoping that it will impact someone's life. And basically, they've talked about how they've gone through different traumatic experience in life, and then how eventually they just end up collided with their purpose, whether they knew it or not, but there was some type of collision that happened. So we'll be talking with them with that, and we'll meet some of those individuals. And then of course, one of the big things is we get to honor members of our community who are kind of like our silent heroes. They're out there just selflessly doing the work. No one's asking them to do anything. They're just helping their community in whatever capacity they're able to. And we just wanted to take the opportunity to also honor those individuals and let them know that we see them. We see what they're doing. We recognize what they're doing. And we're very grateful for those individuals, those kind of like unsung heroes that's out there and really giving back to humanity without even really looking to be honored or anything of that nature. So definitely, if you have not gotten your tickets, you want to go ahead and get your tickets, because that's just going to be a very powerful evening. I know we've had several of our guests that have joined us within the past few weeks that will be present at the event. So you'll get to meet those individuals, have more meaningful conversations. We're going to have entertainment, just a lot of stuff, dancing, just a great evening to be networking. And of course, I know you're going to talk about all the other phenomenal scholarship stuff that we're doing in Kenya and here at home that we're offering our children, just from a collision with purpose. We're able to do just great stuff.
For each book that is sold on our website, we will allocate $5 to our scholarship fund. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. And we have already provided scholarships for 2 students in Kenya, and we're looking to do many, many, many more of those. So we encourage anyone out there who's listening to this podcast or on this podcast to join us. We have so many students out there right now here in the United States, elsewhere in Kenya, who are really in need of your support, of your dollars. I have one student right now, they kicked her out of school, wanted to go to school, but can't pay the school fees. And I should say that the young lady that we sponsored, Faith, one of the 2, we funded her scholarship. We received her report card, and she's doing a great job. She told me that she wanted to become a medical doctor, and she is preparing herself to do just that. So imagine what good she can do for her community once she becomes a doctor, right? So that's a big deal. That's a big deal. And we will be making a major, well, let's talk about that now. And I want to encourage students to come and come to our event. Students from high school and down, they can attend. We're going to allocate 20 tickets free for students to attend the event. They don't have to pay to come. And I tell you, why is that so important? Not only will they be getting information about purpose, about life, and seeing people in real time who have lived their purpose, living their purpose, and making a huge difference in their communities. But just being present, they will have the possibility to win a scholarship, because we will be giving away 3 scholarships for students at the event, but they must be in attendance. We'll be raffling 3 scholarships. So that's a big deal. So students, and if you're a parent of a student, high school and down, right? High school and down. If you're a parent of a student, bring your students with you when you come to the event. Bring them with you. We will be honoring these students by providing them with 3 of them at least with scholarships. So big deal, big deal. I'm very excited about that, because at the end of the day, why are we here? It's not just for us. It's to build the next generation so they can build community. That's why we're here. Donna, you're wearing your you're in pursuit of
Purpose.
Yeah, can we see that a little bit? You can stand up if you want to. you're rather the hood to stand up, but not you.
Yeah, because then I'll get all off-centered and stuff.
Well, you get all off-centered if you stand up. As long as you come back to center, you're okay. And I know you know how to come back to center, right?
Because I think I have a tendency. I don't know if it's because I'm left-handed, so I always have a tendency to try to shift to the left.
That's your strong hand, right? Your strong
right,
side.
right.
Yeah, that's your strong side. So, like we said, busy time, things are happening, but we're excited about the business because we're busy with it. It's important not to be stagnant, because we live in a world where it's moving. So we must move with it or ahead of it in order to do what we need to do. So that's exactly what we're doing here at A Collision with Purpose. An idea, simple idea. Look what it has manifested into.
Oh my God.
That's a thought, right? If this is not evidence that you should hold on to your ideas, keep them, work them, grow them, build them, what else can I say? Simple idea. And look what we have now.
Yeah, that's why I say it's almost like this seed was sown, and I mean, it's just basically just watering it, and just like anything else, water, nutrients, and taking care of it. And this has just, I mean, bloomed, blossomed. It has grown into this huge thing. And it's what I love about it is it's almost as though there is no limit to what we're growing, because every week, every month is something else. It's just constantly growing, different things being added to a collision with purpose. And so, just like what you're saying, just hold on, not just hold on to your dreams, but you have to take some kind of action, right? You can't just have it in here. You got to take action. You got to do something, write it down. Even one thing, you got to take some kind of action. And once you take that first step, just be persistent and just watch it blossom.
And never let anyone tell you that it won't work. Never let anyone speak that nonsense into your head. Rebut them, Don't let them tell you that, because guess what? It will work if you work it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about. The dream fails when you fail to implement and execute it. So we're here to tell you this is an example right here of an idea that's just taken off. And when I tell you it's taken off, this. We're in Kenya. Collision with Purpose is going wild over there in a positive way. A country so far away, yet a Collision with Purpose is it's a big deal over there. We have 18 collaborators in this book. 18. From different countries. We interviewed 70 plus collaborators, and we selected 18 of the stories to be in this book. 18. Couldn't put them all in. Maybe there will be a part 2, volume 2. We'll see, right?
Right.
We'll see. Maybe. But the idea is the thing is spread wide. It's global. A Collision with Purpose is global in the true sense of globalization, right? So that's where it is. And we're looking at some other countries. We're looking at Botswana. We're looking at, which other country in Africa we're looking at right now?
Tanzania.
We're looking
Uganda,
at Tanzania.
Uganda.
We're looking at Uganda. Yeah, those, we're going south and we're staying in the east. Yeah, we're staying in the east. And where else is it going to go? It's going to go everywhere. Because you cannot stop a force that is positive and that is a good force and it's supporting individuals, especially those underserved. So big stuff happening. Well, we have a big show tonight. We're going to be, last week we talked about mental illness. That was a big show.
Oh, that was a powerful show.
That was deep. Tonight we're going to stay with the health thing. And we're going to be touching on healthy lifestyle, how to maintain a healthier lifestyle. So our guest, he'll be coming on soon. I know he can't wait to come on to tell us how it's done and how he's doing it and all about his business. I know he can't wait to come on. But before we bring him on, Donna, what else do you have to tell us?
Oh, what else do I have to tell you guys? All righty. So definitely, if you have not pre-ordered your copy of Unearthing You, your guide to self-discovery, you want to go ahead and get this workbook. I encourage everyone to make the investment to get this. There is a workshop that is also offered with the guide, but make the investment to improve yourself, and here it is. There's several exercises within this guide. And once again, it could be something like even your health, like what we're talking about this evening, right? You want to improve your health. You don't know how to do it. Start with something where you start to document your deepest desires, unearthing yourself, your barriers, things that's holding you back, things of that nature. But I guarantee you, once you go through this, you are going to come out on the other end a better person. You're going to feel more empowered. You're going to feel more positive, more resilient. I think you're going to feel like you want to go out there. You can just conquer the world. after you go through this guide, because it's going to break down some of those barriers for you and just help to kind of build you back up. So I definitely encourage everyone, just take that chance on yourself and just make the investment. It's not very expensive at all. You can get a copy on our website, which is A Collision with Purpose, www.acollisionwithpurpose.com. And like we said, we encourage you to definitely make the purchases for the books on our websites, because once again, when you purchase on our website, a portion of the purchase cost, some of that, at least a minimum of $5, goes back to our scholarship fund, which of course go back to helping the community, helping the children to invest in our future. This is our way to invest in our future. Our children is our future. They're going to come and take care of us. We want to make sure we equip them properly.
Absolutely. So well said, Donna. They are our future indeed. What else, Donna? Is that about it? Anything else you want to leave? I tell you, don't forget, we'll be offering some classes online real soon. The Collision with Purpose Learning Institute. You can go there and sign up for these classes on demand. That's coming. We'll be making that announcement at the colloquium, the event. So again, get out there, go get your tickets, come join us March 2nd. I posted the link in the chat here, Donna. We can post it in the chat. It's on the ticker bar here, the landing page. Get out there and get it. So I think, Donna, we should take a break. I will play a quick video with some of the collaborators from the Collision with Purpose book. How about that? Can we do it? And when we come back, we'll bring on our special guest, and of course you'll introduce him, and we'll start to cut it up. We'll talk. All right. So let's take a quick break.
A Collision with Purpose, in pursuit of purpose.
Right, welcome back. Let's make it happen. Donna, can you bring on our guest?
All right. Sure. But before I bring on our special guest, I would just like to read a little bit about him. So our special guest this week is none other than Mr. John St. Luce. He is a fitness coach. And he's actually a seasoned fitness coach, to be specific. He's been doing this for 15 years. And his passion for helping individuals lead healthier lives actually led him to discovering and finding his company that is called Fitness 621, which I can't wait to hear what that 621 actually represent, right? And his mission is that he's dedicated to empower and support individuals to achieve their fitness goals and leading a healthy lifestyle. And through his coaching and his leadership, he aims to make a positive impact on the lives of those who choose him to guide them on their fitness journey. So without further ado, I bring to you Mr. John. Drum roll.
And here he is. What a great drum roll that was. I love it. You should be a musician.
That was awesome. That was awesome drum roll.
Hey, John, how you doing, man? Welcome on in the spotlight.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure. I want to thank both of you guys for this opportunity. I love talking about fitness everywhere I go, any opportunity that I have. So I'm delighted to be here with you guys tonight and give my insight on the way I think coaching and what coaching is.
John, I can't speak for Donna, but when I look in the mirror, I know I'm one who needs your service, what you provide. I can't speak for Donna, but Donna probably have a different opinion, but health is a big deal. Lifestyle. A lot of times we're out there hustling, trying to make money and doing all these things, and we're neglecting that most important piece, health.
It is. We do. We all live busy lives, and sometimes we don't stop and think about longevity and how well we want to do what we do. Whatever we love, whether it be a car salesman, you're an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you choose to do, longevity is always a part of it, because you want to be able to do it for a long time. To the full of your ability. And if you lost yourself in the midst of it, then that shortened the time that you get to do what you love. So I always tell people, hey, you have to remember, you got to put yourself first, and think about longevity, how well you want to be as you get older. Do you want to be able to climb a flight of stairs on your own, or do you want to be able to be helped up that stairs? So, that's one of the avenues that I try to take, and when I'm thinking about, health and fitness.
Donna, you want to climb up or you want to be helped up?
I want to climb up.
Okay. Well, we're having the right conversation tonight. We're having the right. So John, tell me about Fitness 21. How did that come about? And especially 621. How did that come about?
So like I said, always loved fitness. When I grew up as an athlete. I transitioned into fitness, by helping friends, families. And when I realized, how good I was at it, as far as with just connecting with people, I decided to, make a career of this. So Fitness 621, the company was founded in honor of my parents. So the 621 is how my family and we celebrate the lives of our mom and dad. Wonderful parents. So, we had to think of some way to honor them, to, so their legacy can live on. And, we sat down and we think of the numbers 621. So we label it as Love is 621. The 6 is for the month of June, because they both have birthdays in June. The 2 represents February, because they was married in that month. And the 1, sadly, they both passed away in the month of January. So that's where I get that 621. And I combine it with my love and my passion. So I attach fitness 621. And I've been rocking for the last 5 years, open the business, and love every day of it.
Powerful way to celebrate your parents.
Wow.
So the story there, quite a story. Daily routines and habits. How do you keep doing this over and over and keep the motivation?
Well, you got to do what makes you feel good. If you've tried A and you've tried B, and A consists of waking up, making sure you properly, your nutrition is on point, you get your workouts in, You do what you love. If you know that makes you feel good, then you continue doing it. If you know you tried B and B doesn't work that well, you're tired, you're sluggish, mental fog, aches, pains, and you notice that, hey, at the end of the night, I'm just totally wiped out, then you got to make a choice. You got to say, hey, if A makes me feel good, B makes me feel, not so good, then you have to stick with doing A. Small, simple things that you go implement daily, just to keep you motivated and keep you going. I always tell people, hey, if you can't do it on your own, get you an accountability partner. Sometimes it's hard to find that in our circle of friends, because if we look at our circle of friends, probably one person works out or one person has a routine. Everybody, the rest really don't. So I'm big on hiring coaches, right? So you get a coach. That coach should be able to hold you accountable. So you just have to figure out a way to cope, daily.
Donna, anything you want to ask?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, yeah, he definitely said about the whole accountability, because I know, like, I've started like exercising so many times and have fallen off the wagon. And then it's hard to kind of get back on, because life, and you have so many different things going on, and all that good stuff. But within that, what is in your expertise, is there a best time to exercise?
So when it comes to timing, right? You always have to figure out what time that you can commit to without a doubt. So typically when I'm doing like my consultations with potential clients, I always try to figure out what time of day is their best time. The time that you can commit to, the time you'll show up and give 100%. Some people, they wake up and they like to feel like, I want to get this out the way. The rest of my day is mine to accomplish whatever I want to accomplish. Some people like to do it at the end of the day, but the timing has to be when hey, I can commit to 8 o'clock. I'll be my best at 8 o'clock. Then that's your time.
That's where the consistency.
Right.
Okay. Awesome. What's a typical day look like regarding diet and combine it with your physical activity?
So if you're talking about me personally, so I'll just run my day. When I get up, I do my meditation. For athletes, anywhere between 5 to 8 minutes. I meditate, get my mind right. Then I typically will get some water in. I always drink water first thing in the morning. And then I get my breakfast. My breakfast is pretty much consists of a protein and a fruit. All right. After that, throughout the day, I make sure I get me a good lunch and I make sure I get me a good dinner. In between lunch and dinner, when I have some downtime, that's when I usually work out. After my workouts, I feel totally awesome. I feel like I'm ready to go again for another 24 hours. So that's why I do it that's why I try to get it in every single day. Now, being a business owner is tough. So sometimes every day, will I get my workout in? No, but I make sure by the end of the week, I at least get at least 3 to 4 days of workout in, just to make sure that I'm staying consistent and I'm holding myself accountable for my own health and fitness.
We're talking about maintaining a healthy lifestyle. And one thing that is hitting me is, how do you deal with that mental state?
So you're most of the time when you look at certain individuals, right, there's some sort of mental block that's preventing them from taking that step. And what I've discovered in my time, it typically has to do with fear of failing, fear of starting something and I can't hold myself accountable for completing what I started. don't, sometimes they just don't know how to ask, right? So one of my strategies for the way I deal with my clients, I always like to figure out how they're doing mentally. Put all the nutrition aside, put the exercise away. I want to know how you're doing mentally. What's your state of mind? Once you accomplish that with them, then it makes it a whole lot more easier, because then your clients feel a little bit more relaxed. They feel a little bit more comfortable. Then that's where that trust comes in. Hey, I know I can trust John, to help guide me through my journey. I always say, and I know back to Donna, I noticed you mentioned something about meaningful conversations, right? I try to have meaningful conversations with all my clients. And also I always encourage them to say, hey, find that support system that you have at home or within your circle of friends and have those conversations with them. It gives you a whole lot of mental clarity, because if you're not clear mentally, it's going to be the hardest thing you ever did.
So we're back. We're that. Oh, that's so interesting, right? Because remember our show last week had a lot. Was about mental health. So that's very interesting. What you're saying is that like your mental state controls so much of your well-being,
Right?
your level of fitness and willingness to stay healthy.
Right, because people, sometimes we look at people and we don't understand what they go through on a daily basis, right? And depression is a big thing. They're depressed. They just don't know how to handle it, and sometimes they try fitness as an outlet. I have several clients who was depressed, and fitness was that outlet for them, and that's one thing I believe in. It's not always about counting reps, right? Because we all think of, when we look at fitness, we all think of, hey, okay, do 10 reps of this, do 15 reps of this. It's not about counting reps. What I look for in my clients is the best way to coach them past whatever limitation, right? That limitation could be nutrition, that limitation could be mental health, right? The limitation can be their surrounding at home. So I look for, ways I can coach them past that. And after that, it's a lot more easier on them after you find that one thing that's blocking them mentally.
Okay, now can I ask you something?
Sure.
All right. So, and I'm quite sure you have like your clientele. You have a variation with age group, right? But specifically for women who are a little bit more senior, won't tell my age. But for women who are a little bit more senior, where we go through that whole transition period of our body changes and we're going through our menopausal thing. Don't mean to share too much, but we're going through a menopausal thing, postmenopause, all this crazy hormonal stuff that's going on, right? And you find that a lot of times they're in that rut of all of a sudden you're gaining all this weight, and you might be working out, walking, doing all the cardio stuff, and it's not going anywhere. So with your expertise, what advice would you have to give someone, especially females who they're at that point? Because I know females who are, you're in that 50 and up, it can be very discouraging. It can become very depressing. So even if you were motivated at one point, you can get like that can make you become very depressed, because you go from and then your body changes, the shape of your body and everything changes. So what you had when you were 30, now when you're in your 50s, you're like, oh my God, like who is this? Who does this body belong to? It don't even look the same.
Right.
And I'm just being honest. It doesn't. Like, it doesn't even look the same. Like, how do you, and then, like some people will say, well, do more cardio, walk more, do this, do that. Like, but then you have women who, they're doing that and they're still they're not where they are. They don't see results. And then they get discouraged. Like, what advice would you have to give female who they're in that that
Okay.
age.
So when I look at wellness, right? When I look at health and wellness, so it says that health and wellness, right? It's not only about moving, or it's not only about the exercise, the workouts. I always, especially for women who's going through that point of menopause, they, to that age, whether it's early onset menopause or whether, they just, like I said, just to the age. I always want them to start with their yearly checkups, because you have to understand what's going on internally before you can address any type of issues. Because then most of them, like, you get hormonal issues, then some of them become insulin resistant, a whole slew of different things. But you have to get that understanding of what's going on. Once you get an understanding of what's going on, then you could set the proper nutritional plan, right? And then you can do the correct progressive training program to address those things. When most people think of, okay, well, I want to lose some weight, what they do, they aim just straight for cardio. Not saying cardio is bad, right? But you always got to start with a strength training program. You, as a lady that's going through menopause, lean muscle is your best friend. Okay, that's what's going to help drive your metabolism in order to help burn off some of that excess body fat that you're developing. Because it's all about a hormonal imbalance, right? So once you attack it that way, and you start to see some results is the ultimate motivator. You start to see results, you'll keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it again. And one thing I always let my women clientele understand, because I got probably, I want to say 96-98% of my clientele are women. And not only women, but women past the age of 45. So I coach a lot of women who has those issues, right? So once you start to see those results, I promise you, your motivation level is gonna jump up. So my advice is, make sure you do your yearly checkups. Make sure you understand what's going on. I'll say, hey, ask for a hormonal panel so you can understand all your numbers, right? Get on the proper nutrition plan, right? I'm not a believer in fad diets, right? Where, well, try keto, try this, try that. It has to be something structured that you can do for the rest of your life, right? Because, like I said earlier, it's all about longevity. Okay, so once you get the right structure on nutrition, then you get the right structure on your programming, right? Most women, when you see they get to that age, I want to say about 80 to 90% of them has never did a progressive training program before in their life. So they don't know what it looks for. They don't even know what it looks like. So get yourself a coach. Get yourself a coach. Make sure when you get yourself a coach that you're learning the knowledge and how to apply that knowledge. Because I don't think anybody want a trainer for the rest of their life. Not unless you absolutely love the trainer, or you just want him around or her around for the rest of your life. So, but yeah, devise a plan. It's all about planning. It's all about planning. You write your plan down. You keep track of your progress. You got to write everything down.
Write it all down. John, you speak with from a place of wealth of knowledge, and you're teaching me a lot, because it's not just about getting out there and doing some exercise and stuff like that. You're coming from a place where you're showing your understanding, and you talk about, you named your company 621, to honor your parents. You laid that story out, but how did you get into this? How did you get into this? And what prepared you for this?
So this is what, when I first, so my dreams and my aspirations was to play in the league, the NBA, right? Play in the league or play overseas, right? That didn't go as planned. So strangely enough, I became law enforcement, right? Did 13 years with the DeKalb County Police Department, right? Okay. So during those 13 years, like, I was always an advocate for working out, So what I used to always train myself, so I can be in the best shape, because I believe in such a stressful job, you have to find that balance. And that balance for me was in my gym time. During that, I just started working with a close friend of the family, and I really enjoyed it. So I said, hey, let me go to school and get everything squared away, for coaching. I did that, and then I met an interesting young man who was diagnosed with diabetes. He had type 1. He asked me he said, hey, John, man, I'm really weak, man, from all this dialysis, and can you come up with a plan for me to get stronger? So after I made sure that he was cleared with his doctors and everything to do a strength training program, I developed a strength training program for him. Kid you not, he could not even do one push-up, modified push-up. That's the ones on your knees. And when I test him out on an actual dumbbell bench press, he was struggling with 5-pound dumbbells. And I just think it's like, ain't no way I'm gonna let you stay around and you only pushing 5-pound dumbbells. So when I created that plan, I'm gonna just make it real short. In 2 months, we was up to 20-pound dumbbells, and he was doing 3 sets of 10 modified push-ups. Oh, easy. So that when I weighed the option, the feeling that I had got from that, when I weighed the option of, okay, I'm out here in the street and I was working at 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. shift. So, at that time, it's just the zombies are out at that time of night. So, and I worked on south side of DeKalb County.
Ooh.
So that's enough said. So when some people ask, hey, have you ever been in the military? I said, nah, I used to work South DeKalb. That is the military. So I weighed my options. I said, I'm out here. I have a family, and every night is not guaranteed for me. Right? It can be, I can have that one bad call that goes south. Or over on this side, I'm loving the feeling I get when I see someone accomplish something that they thought they would never accomplish. And literally that gave me goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps right now. All right. And I told my wife, I said, hey, babe, I think I'm going to this training thing, full time. And she said, well, she was kind of like skeptical, but I already had my mind made up. And I left it, and I went to work at this big box gym just so I can get some knowledge of, how things really go, the back end of things, because I always know I was going to open my own gym. And I stayed there for about 1.5 years, and then I branched out and I made some good relationships at that gym. And pretty much everybody just pretty much followed me here, and, been rocking and rolling since then. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about sleep and recovery and how important that is in this whole thing, lifestyle, right? Healthy lifestyle.
Healthy lifestyle.
Let's take a quick break and come back, okay?
Okay.
A collision with purpose. In pursuit of purpose.
right, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. See, John, that's okay. You're unmute. Thanks for doing that. You know, John, we really enjoying this conversation and learn a lot. We learn about very important things, you know, because as I said earlier, we're out there hustling, pushing hard, trying to make money, doing things. But what good is it? You
Right.
can't
Enjoy it. Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
So
sir.
what sets your gym and your work as a coach apart from all those other companies out there? Why is yours different? Why should a potential client come to you?
So,
641.
so when I tell people with a question like that, what I always tell people is that I try to be I'm organic, right? I have no script, right? So when you sit down with me, I'm listening so I can understand, so then I can respond to whatever your issue is. I'm not organic. I don't try to sell you anything. What I try to do is provide a solution for the issue that you have. It's all about the experience, because you can have many people that I coach now that had different coaches, right? But it's about the experience that you provide for that person and making sure that person understands, hey, I hear you, I'm listening to you, and I'm here to help you overcome whatever you try to accomplish, whether it be weight loss, whether it be I'm trying to add some muscle, I'm trying to do whatever it is within that health and fitness realm. I listen before I even try to, provide my expertise. It's a big field, right? You have everybody's a coach, everybody's a trainer. You have a six pack that makes you a coach. You have big arms that makes you a coach. But like I tell people, hey, when you come through the doors of Fitness 621, I promise you're gonna feel a different vibe, right? Because I try to provide that feeling of hey, when you, like, for instance, when you're buying a house, right? Some people are like, how do you know that was the right house? Because when you go to the showroom with your realtor and you walk in the doors, you're like, this is the one. You say, hey, put the offer in on this house. This is the one. I got that feeling. And that's the feeling I try to create when you come through the doors of Fitness 621. It's like, hey, this is a place for me.
As a real estate broker, I can relate.
Yeah. So
to that. Yeah. We have a community, our Black community. Talk to me about, health and fitness in our community. Are we doing enough? Is some work to be done there?
Oh no, we slacking. We slacking on health and fitness. Because the saying that it's not important until it's important, right? Mm-hmm. That's, I think, the approach that vast majority of the community has. I don't need to exercise. I don't need to watch what I eat. And then till it's, sadly, but for some people, when it's too late, when they have hardly any use of their limbs, when they've already been diagnosed with a disease, that's when they try to do something. So I think the education around health and fitness, we leave that when we leave school, right? we get out of school, we're young, we're vibrant, and we never think about, hey, how do I want to be when I'm 50? How do I want to be when I'm 60? Just like, for instance, you sometimes will see a 70-year-old in awesome shape, and we always like, oh, damn, that 70-year-old person, they look good. Mm-hmm. They just didn't wake up at 70 and decide to work out or decide to take care of themselves. They've been doing it for years, but not enough people duplicate that, So that's one thing. Like, for instance, one thing I see a lot of is when people come in the door, they want they want me to help them do something that a 25-year-old body is going to do. And then that's when you have to have some sort of a reality check with them and say, hey, this is where you at, and you just list all these different limitations that you have. So that 4-month expectation of results you just write down, nah, that's not going to happen. But I can tell you the right approach to make it happen, and then we have to have patience and watch it happen. So yeah, we need to really be educated on health and fitness, not just for the look, right? Because everybody think I'm going to the gym to look good. That's it. What I do, I look at fitness differently though. I look at it as a umbrella. So we're going for optimal health, right? That umbrella of optimal health, looking good, feeling good, moving good, clothes fitting differently, feeling vibrant. All of that fits underneath that umbrella of optimal health. So you need to chase optimal health first before you even chase the look. Because once we accomplish optimal health, then the look and everything else has to follow.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's more than the look thing, huh?
Right, more than the look. Now, if you 20, right, and everything firing on the right, everything firing on the right cylinder, everything, everything is good. All your blood work, everything is good. And you say, hey, I want to look a certain way. Okay, then we can do that. But as we get older, we have to take a step back and realize we're not that 20-year-old or that 25-year-old anymore. We have to approach things according to what our limits are. And then
some limitations.
Right. So then, well, let me change the word, not limits, our ability.
Okay.
Right. Our ability, because I believe, that's why I changed the word. You should put no limits on what you can do, but you move according to your ability and watch how you progress.
How can someone listening to or watching this podcast get in touch with you? Where can they find you?
So you can get in touch with me, let's say several different ways. You can call me, 678-350-6110. And that's my direct cell phone number. You can look me up online to the webpage, www.fitness621.com. Or you can stop in. I'm located in Lawrenceville, Georgia, 4835 Sugarloaf Parkway. I see you, Donna. I'm going to expect you.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, what?
4835 Sugarloaf Parkway, Suite 500. That's in Lawrenceville, Georgia. And yeah, we make it happen, man. Like I tell people, I try to give you the best experience. That if you do decide to try it your way or someone else's way, and be like, hey man, I gotta call John back. So
If you try others, make sure you're gonna call John. That's what it's all about. Yeah, John, that's powerful stuff, man. And we can't say enough about the importance of health. Maintain a healthy lifestyle. And as you made it very clear to us that, fitness in our community is not where it should be. So if you could elaborate on that some more, tell us what can we do better? How can and older people, yes, older people need to get more involved, but we can't wait till we get to that age where we're older. We got to start early, right?
Right. So I'm a big believer in nutrition, right? Your nutrition starts with your shopping cart. That's where your nutrition starts. Whatever you put in that cart and you bring home, that's what you're going to eat. So you have to understand how to shop. And I'm a big believer in eating single ingredient meals. So if you buy in something and it's processed or ultra processed, you just put it back, because that's going to do no good for you. If you when I say single ingredient, if I can construct a meal and I said I get whatever grain, a veggie, and my lean protein, every item on my plate is a single ingredient food. that's the food that your body can actually do something with, right? Because the nutrients and the minerals in the food is what helps your body function. Now, if we put in processed foods into our body, that causes inflammation and causes weight gain. Some foods even destruct your hormones, causes inflammation in the joints. Sometimes we have in pain, and we always think, oh, I'm getting older. No, you probably want to look at what you're eating. So I always believe in starting with nutrition. After you start with your nutrition, then you set up a workout regimen. It doesn't have to be, especially like if you're starting when you're older, we're not going in there to become bodybuilders, right? We're just going in there to make sure we feel good, and then we extend our life. So write down a plan. It all began back to me saying it all begins with writing down a plan. How are we going to attack this? What are we going to do on a day-to-day basis? How our meals are going to look on a day-to-day basis. Prep your meals so you don't, every day you wake up, you don't have to say, man, what am I going to eat today? You have to prep your meals so it's there for you every single day.
And that's so important because we live on the fly, right?
You live on the fly.
We're in the move.
Yeah. And I know you asked Donna to stand up and showed her shirt, right? So this is I just put my thoughts on my shirt, right? So I'm gonna see if you can see mine, right? This is what I see. This is my thought. I'm only here to hold you accountable for the promises you made to yourself.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Powerful stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really your commitment, and I'll work with you based on your commitment.
Right.
What about technology? How does technology play into all of this stuff? Maintain a healthy lifestyle. So,
like you said, it's technology just created a real fast-paced world, right? Especially when it comes to fitness, right? You can go online and find anything you want when it comes to health and fitness. AI has really changed the game. You can go in on any one of those AI apps, and you can say, hey, create me a healthy plan for 8 weeks. And like ChatGPT, it'll totally create you a plan for 8 weeks for a healthy lifestyle, including workouts and nutrition. Right? So it's pros and cons with that, right? Because it will give you the information, but sometimes information is just information, right? What makes the information useful, or what it makes it I'm trying to find the right word. I'll just stick with the word useful, is if we know how to apply it, right? So applied information is different than just information that we just know about. So most people, when they do, sometimes they research things online and using technology to give them programs and stuff. Most of them don't understand what being functional is, right? So you're going to get a program from online, and it involves squats, lunges, chest press, pull-ups, and you can't squat, you can't lunge, you can't do any of the above, right? But yet you still go in the gym and then try it, and then you get hurt, right? So there goes the good and there goes the bad. It provides you with programming, but it doesn't show you how to do that programming. And then, with technologies, then you have the ability to do online coaching. You have a whole lot of different things you can do with the technology now that is out there when it comes to, the fitness world. But me personally, I always think being hands-on, you learn quicker, and it's more safe. Is the safety issue is out the window. And you talk about the accountability piece, and ChatGPT can't hold you accountable. Right. No way, no how. Right. Right. And I like what you said about collecting information, data.
all this data you get through technology, and you start talk about making it useful. Data is only good when you can convert it into information that you can use.
Right.
And that's just the way it is. Sister Donna, please talk to John. I know you have questions for John, because I know you're signing up.
How do you know that I'm going to go visit John?
All of us need to sign up if you want to know the truth.
You know we're going to go visit John, and he's not very far at all. So I am very grateful that you are in Atlanta and you are in Lawrenceville.
Even better, right?
Better. Exactly. But this is this is great information. Definitely great information, and I definitely have learned a lot, because even you explaining to us that the age groups, it's very different. Like someone who's in their 60s, you can't necessarily do the same thing as someone who is in their 20s, and your exercise plan will be different based on where you are. So, like a 20-year-old may do cardio all day long, but then you're older, you may need more weight training.
Right. Yeah. So
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, because when it comes to the age group now, sometimes it works. Like you 50, 60 years old, you come in and you just have this awesome genes and genetics that it works. You start moving and everything falls into place. Sometimes it doesn't. That's why I always do individualized plan. Your workout or your plan is never going to look like the next person's plan. So yeah.
So that's one point that you made, where it's go back to knowing your numbers, getting your full medical workup, and knowing where you are, so that you can have that individualized plan. So then, with that, how like with your program, what do you have in place to keep individuals accountable?
So that's where I become the boss, right? Mm-hmm. So I tell people, when you're here with me for the hour, we're gonna have a great time. Now, when you walk through my doors and you're leaving, you don't take me with you, right? But what I do is that I follow up with you. So when I set you up with a program, then say, for instance, your strength training days are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have you doing whatever is set for you. By Tuesday evening, no later probably than 9 o'clock, I need to see a text from you telling me, hey, John, I've completed my task for the day. So if I don't see the text, then I'll reach out to you and say, hey, Donna, what's up? You did your cardio or your core or whatever it is that I had planned for you. So I do it almost like a check system, to hold you accountable for what you said you was about to do that day, right? So that's how that's how I keep in contact. I keep my clients them accountable for completing their tasks.
So you're very hands-on.
Hands-on, right? Yep, I'm very hands-on. And then when you look at longevity of client, I'm a big believer in the retention of your clientele. So without results, you don't get no retention, right? So I'll tell you this: I have clients that's been training for 5 years, 6 years, 4, 3. Yeah, my clientele retention is real good. So yeah, I have clients that comes from Stockbridge to see me. I have clients that comes from Kennesaw, Lithonia, where else? Yeah, so they come from all over. Yeah.
Do you have a staff that work? Are you by yourself?
Oh, so it's just me, and I got help from one other person. So like right now, so building the business, right? I take on a lot of the clientele myself, right? Because I wanna set that foundation, right? I have one other staff member who's a female. She helps me out. She's great herself. So she's 59 years old. She's a bodybuilder, right? And yeah, she's great. You know, a lot of the women, they love her. You know, so when later on, what I want to be able to do is to grow my staff, but be able to create that program that they follow, right? So I just want to create a foundational program so they do understand, hey, if Donna comes in, this is how Donna's program should look. You know, if Dr. Stephen comes in, this is how his workouts should look. So right now I take on the bulk of the clientele, you know, because, you know, and then you get a trust thing going on here. You know,
Right.
I trust myself.
Right. There you go. You know what you're going to deliver, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any community-based type programs where you'll see a group of people, individuals exercising together?
No, I don't.
You're invited to something like that?
Yeah, no, I haven't have that. Well, not. I won't say I wouldn't have the opportunity. I just haven't ventured to that place yet. You know, a lot of little internal things here with the business. You know, that kind of limit me from traveling in and out down that road.
So it's restricting it. It's not limiting it. It's slowing it down.
Right.
You don't like that word limit.
Limit, right.
So it's just a little slowdown right now. But certainly we'll pick up on that, I'm sure. You know, because I'm telling you, I'm listening to you here, and the way you talk about working out, you know, lifestyle in the gym, healthy lifestyle. Donna, have you heard it explained this way before?
No. And like I said, you know, I've gone to a lot of gyms and stuff. So it's definitely a wealth of knowledge, and especially to, you know, like you said, to know where you are health wise and medically, to know where you are so that you know exactly what you're capable to do at whatever junction you are in your life. So that was very helpful.
Yeah, just starting there, you know, having a foundation, having a starting point to get a build on. You know, that was just so powerful, you know, for you to your program.
Right. And I know Dr. Stephenson, you did mention rest and recovery, right? As important it is to consume the right foods and to get the proper exercise in, rest and recovery is right there at the top with that. Because most people think their bodies change while they're working out, right? But your body changes while you're at rest. That's where the change happens. So that's why the proper sleep, right? Proper nutrition is very, very important. I can tell you this: if you don't have adequate sleep, you can forget about weight loss. It's not going to happen the way you want it to happen.
Man, you're talking to me like you're a pastor. You ever go to church? You ever go to church and you hear the pastor talking and they're talking about you? That's what it sounds like now. Because really and truly, yeah, you know, sleep. What kind of strategies or tips can you offer us to improve sleep quality and recovery?
So I'll tell you this: the first thing is put that phone down. That phone in the bed is one of the main things that prevents us from having a good night's sleep. Screen time. Once we put that phone down, then we can focus on making sure. Sometimes you have to make sure the room is the right temperature. Right. I know one of the little things that one of those strategies I know some people will do is, hey, don't cover their feet so they can feel like they're cooled down and they sleep better that way. I tried a couple of times and I felt good. So I implement that for myself. Making sure we go to bed at the right time, as far as when it comes to after we having our last meal, so you don't feel full, so you don't feel like the food is still sticking, still sitting on your chest. I always recommend people at least 2 hours after your last meal, you plan your bedtime. Yeah, but the number one thing is that screen time. You know, you can make the room dark. That's one of the things I know a lot of people sleep better with. You know, block out all the lights. But yeah, that phone, put it down, put it that the same thing that's on the phone at night, the same thing will be on the phone in the morning. You might just be the last one to get the news, but put the phone down. Yeah.
That's phone thing there. Donna.
Before I go see him, I'm gonna have to get that under control.
but one thing for sure,
if you're not sleeping, you ain't gonna lose no weight. It don't matter what you do.
the big deal for me is how that is connected to weight loss.
Oh yeah.
Rest and recovery.
Rest and recovery.
Yeah, that's a big deal. You know,
because remember when you sleep, your body repairs itself, right? That's why your heart rate is at the lowest when you sleep. Your body repairs itself, so you need that. It detoxifies itself. That's why you need that good sleep.
Wow.
So John, for a moment there, I was walking every single day, clocking 5 miles, right? Things seem to be working. Was it working as good as it should or it can? Right. But is that good to walk every day?
I mean, it's good because you still have to remember that your cardiovascular system is very important, right? But now if you have to look at the terms of, okay, I want to lose weight and I want to keep it off, right? So there you have to go back to, okay, well, how much muscle mass do I have? Right? So you have to work on building lean muscle. That's what keeps the weight off. Right. Sometimes what people, like I said, the extensive walking, well, sometimes you walk all that muscle away. That's why sometimes you'll see people will lose some weight, but then they have that kind of the soft look, is because they're walking or they're cardioing their muscle away. You know, like I said, cardio is good for your cardiovascular health, but you have to know where your limit is. Right. Like for instance, I have some clients where I'll adjust their cardio, I'll reduce their cardio, and then you start to see their bodies changing even more. They're losing more body fat. They have some people that I have to increase their cardio in order to lose weight, efficiently. So yeah, the walking 5 miles, yeah, that's a lot.
Well, that's exactly what was happening. Yep. Donna and I, we're walking there for a minute every single day. And sometimes she wanted to go out there in the evening too. She wanted to do an extra 2 or 3 miles. But you know what's interesting, John? I was talking to some friends they're from Kenya. And I was bragging, man, I'm walking 5 miles a day. They said, man, we do 25. Not because we're walking to exercise. It's a way of life.
Right. So some people now, like I said, it's all sometimes based on your genetics. It all depends. Some people, it might work for them, but not until you do it, you're gonna understand, well, hey, is this a system that works for me? And if you notice you're going in the opposite direction, then you have to well, this doesn't work for me. Let me try a different way. And that's the beauty about programming, right? When you program for someone, it doesn't mean okay, well, if I give you a program, that doesn't mean, hey, we put the rub stamp on it and that's what you have to do every single day. With me, what I do, I go week by week to see how your body's changing. If the program is taken with you, then I make my necessary adjustments.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You have a well thought out plan, my brother. Yeah. Donna, you want to ask him something before I ask him this?
Oh, no. You can go ahead and ask him. I'm just thinking, I need to be. I'll probably definitely visit in his gym.
Oh, you're going. You're signed up already. I can tell. You're in. But John.
Yes, sir.
Best practices. Lay it out for me.
So, best practices. First, set a plan. Write your plan down. Okay. Devise a plan figure out a way how you can stay committed to that plan. Like I say, get an accountability partner, get a coach, right? Practice it every single day. And that's where the consistency comes in, right? Because change only happens when you're consistent with it, whether it be good or bad, right? Whatever we do good, we see the good, we have a good outcome. Whatever we do bad, we see the bad outcome of it. But the best practice I know of is getting the plan, and you have to write it down. If you don't write it down, it's going to fall to the wayside. One of the things I did, because I went on a little weight loss journey myself, what I did, I found a quote that meant something to me, right? So the quote that meant something to me was, "Today with my actions, I will become the best version of myself." I put it on a sticky note and I put it right on my mirror in the bathroom. Guess I wake up every morning, I gotta brush my teeth, so I see it every single day. So that's one of the practices that I did for myself to keep me going every single day. And when I used to get to work, I had another sticky note that just says keep going. And that's what worked for me. So you have to, everybody's different. Different things motivate people. So you just have to figure out, okay, what practices that I can do to help me go through my journey or make my journey a little bit easier. So it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes we think about things, and because we don't sometimes see things moving as fast as we want it to move, we get frustrated, we complicate things, right? It could be, you just need to find a way to balance it and simplify it. And that's why I always tell people, get a coach. A coach will simplify things for you. Your coach will take the guesswork out of everything. That's what your coach will do.
John, you said so much, but what I would like for you to do right now is, what is the single most important thing that motivates you?
So, family. That's what motivates me. Being the best that I can be for my family. Making sure that I give them 100% of me. That I can be able to pour as much as I can, pour into me as much as they pour, into me. I want to be able to pour that same amount into them, and that makes me want to be my best every single day, right? Not just physically, not just with health and wellness, in my career, everything that I do. I just want to be able to be that best for them. So my single motivator is my family. You think of when I think of them, it gives me that little extra boost that I need. So that's a real good question, because that's one of the things that I also do with my clients. I was like, hey, why are you doing it for? Right? Not just to, like I said, not just to look good, but what is the purpose of you? Why you came here, and what's the importance? Why you just really, really, really doing it for?
You got to know your why.
Got to know your why, right? They say your why, everything else becomes easier, right? Or you don't need the motivation or something like that. It goes.
And we're not saying that building a routine and staying with the routine over and over again can be somewhat interesting. Right. So that thing that is bigger than you, the why, is ever so important. And that's not just for what you do, but for almost everything in life. Having that why is critical. And the more sooner you identify your why, the more likely it is that you'll get it done, whatever it is that you're pursuing. So your family is it for you, and what a good motivator, right?
Yeah.
Do it for the family. And you show that in 621, and you explain that so well. Even towards the past, and condolences, by the way, in the passing of your parents. For that.
Thank you. So much.
Yeah, because you really laid it out, and that just the way you explain it in the name is enough reason why someone would want to come to your place of practice. Yeah. And Donna, anything else you want to ask John?
No, I just want to, I don't want to ask you. I mean, I have a whole lot of other stuff, to ask you, but I'm quite sure when I come and visit, I'll have a complete workup. But
well, that's one thing though, just for the sake of our listeners, those watching, maybe they'll get some ideas from it.
Some ideas. Okay, sure. So, like with your program, and I know we spoke about like sleep, rest and recovery. If someone has like a hard time, like that restless sleeping, and even if you're not on the phone or something, but like for that person who they may sleep, and then wake up every hour or every 2 hours, because of course now it's not a consistent rest, right? You're not in that whole resting stage. Like, what suggestions could you give such an individual to say where they can really get a good 5, 6, 7 hour of rest?
So that's why that's a good question that I will always refer you to your medical doctor, right? Because I'm not in the business of practicing medicine and practicing, so you should, anytime you struggle, especially you struggling with sleep, I think that's a question that you should ask your medical doctor. Say, hey doc, I can't get enough sleep. I'm waking up every 2 hours. And then the doctor should have the right answer for you as far as whatever he wants to prescribe, whether it be something over the counter or something, or a prescription. Typically, a lot of times, something over the counter would work, but that's information I think you should get from your medical doctor.
Got you, because it could be something
outlined and be right behind that.
Yeah.
Okay. And stay away from things under the counter. Leave that alone. Leave that alone, right? Some people
right.
We want to stay away from under the counter stuff. It's out there, right?
Yep.
It's out there. So
yep.
So we're also busy, and we talk about that fast-moving world. We're trying to stay with it. Sometimes trying to go faster than it. Just to get it done. A person who is so busy, what's your suggestion? They don't have time to do anything.
So when someone says there's always time, right? There's always time, because all you need is at least 30 minutes.
Okay.
And there's something that you can do that you can carve out 30 minutes. You just have to you just have to figure it out, right? Because like one time, one of the ladies, she came in and she's like, I just don't have time, John. I said, what's your favorite TV show? And boom, she spit it out. So that means if you can spit it out the top of your head that quick, I know you watch that show on a daily basis or however often it comes on. So if you can take that show out your day, there's your time. So you just have to figure out where you can carve your time out. Figure out, say for instance, you work a far distance from home. If most of your time is travel time, find the nearest gym next to you, right next to the job. All right, there goes some time. There's always time within that 24 hours that we have. I promise you, it's always time. You just have because like the saying said, we make time for what's important, right? So then you have to elevate that your health, your wellness to that important status. And once you make it as a priority, you can find time. There's always time.
That's the trigger word, priority. You got to prioritize
right.
Your health, yourself, your life, because that's what we're talking about, right?
Yep.
We're talking about life.
Yep.
A friend of mine was telling me recently, she's taking care of her dad, and she said, whatever you need to do, make sure you have some weight training going on. Make sure you're building muscles. You're doing all those things because you get older, the more you need
It. Right.
these in your life.
Right. So and back to what we talked about when it comes to the female. So you have to with women, they shy away from that strength training because first of all, they'll sometimes always think I'm gonna get bulky, which is not gonna happen, right? But you have to understand that bone density is very important when it comes to women because that's one of the things that decreases as you get older, and your muscle mass also decreases. Strength training, your muscles is your best friend when it comes to women who always shy away from the strength training part of things.
So Donna, you're gonna be.
Oh no, I can, like I said, I can just totally confess because I have no muscle mass. Like I am so, and I know it. That's why I'm listening to you. So like my ears are like really piercing listening to you because I'm there. So I totally understand what you're saying, and I can already tell the difference even just to like open things. It's, you got to start getting the little bottle opener thing to help open the bottle.
Right.
You say it's not as easy to turn it anymore.
Exactly. So I totally understand what you're saying with, you got to get the weight thing in and build some muscles.
Right.
Well, we're clocking time here, and we're on almost an hour and a half. John, we had said an hour, but with a healthy conversation like this, time goes by so fast. And I will say that you've shared some very powerful stuff with us tonight, important information. And anytime it's information about health, it's even more important.
Right.
A whole different level of significance, and that's what you have done tonight. So we really appreciate that. But before we go, is there anything else you want to add, share, and for listeners?
No, just if you're struggling, because this is one of the toughest thing anyone could ever do, right? Is decide to live a healthier lifestyle. Because from birth, I want to say we've always been believed, hey, just eat right and exercise, but they don't tell us how. Right? And I've ran into a lot of adults who doesn't even know how a healthy plate looks like. So if you're struggling, get you some help. If you're in Lawrenceville or any one of the surrounding cities close to Lawrenceville, just come see me. I'm more than willing to set you on the right path to a healthier lifestyle.
Awesome. Donna, anything you want to say in closing to John in particular? Anything you want to share?
I just want to say, thank you very much for joining us this evening and for sharing your wealth of knowledge with us. I know that our listeners have definitely learned a whole lot. I'm quite sure, because I know I have, and I'm quite sure Dr. Stephenson have as well. So we really appreciate the time that you have taken out of your busy schedule to join us.
Thank you guys. It's been awesome. Yeah. I never knew I can talk for so long though. I'm short. If you know me, I'm short with words. I'm real short with words. 1 or 2 sentences, and in that 1 or 2 sentences, I display my expectations, and I'm real short with words. But thank you guys for bringing it out of me.
Yes, and you're not short tonight, because what I had to share tonight, had to come out, and it came out on the right platform in the spotlight.
Right. Thank you.
We appreciate you saying what you have to say. You have so much to offer, so much. And Donna said that we gain a lot. For me, it's more like a wake-up call. It's more than gaining. It's more like a wake-up call that stuff. You do stuff, Yeah. So, and I guarantee you, everyone out there listening, they listen to this live or will listen to it on the replay on demand, if they take the time to listen. In fact, I would suggest that if you're listening to this, because it's about life, share it with your friends. There's so much nuggets in this, so many nuggets in this that John shared with us tonight. That's life-saving. It's life-saving. And I don't say that lightly. You know, whether you're young, middle-aged, older, physical, healthier lifestyle is what it's all about. Whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, or whatever, they're all connected.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your physical or your fitness status either. I have a 67-year-old, 2 knee replacement, 3 screws in his hips, and we went from 48% body fat, we down to 29.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long did that take?
Oh, he's been with me for some time. So it took him right around almost about 2 years.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Because so when you look at time frame, you have to look at what he was dealing with.
Mm-hmm. That's very.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So John, Donna said it earlier. We really appreciate you coming on and sharing, and you're welcome to come back on anytime to talk. In fact, I'm going to invite you on our other show. We have, Bridging Generations, Voices of Men. We're going to invite you to come back on a Thursday at 7:30 to talk some more. And this time, it's a different platform, but it's information that you'll share that is very important, especially when we talk about fitness in the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Important stuff. So I want to invite you to come on that and share your wealth of knowledge there as well. So to echo what Donna said, really appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much, and wish you much more success in your business.
Thank you, and likewise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Donna, you want to say bye to our audience as we
And
on this week?
sure. And with that, I just want to say thank you all for joining us on this wonderful Monday evening, wherever you are. We're here in Atlanta, Georgia. We're experiencing some rain, but hopefully you have dry weather and a beautiful evening. Get some rest. Get your sleep. Remember, John says sleep. So thank you for joining us, and have a blessed evening until next week.
Blessings always. We'll take us out. I want to play Shella Top Star. How about that to take us out?
Take us out with Shella.
All right.
Blessings from Jamaica. This is Shella Top Star. Tonight I will be performing one of my latest single entitled Far. Yeah. Now, this song is a reflection of my life. However, I believe that this song can also be a reflection of your life. Enjoy. Far me I come from, I me know where me I go. Far me I come from, I me know where me I go. Me see the aim, me I navigate to success. Working smart, no rest. Me I see the progress. Want to achieve, so me give it my best. Me I do my thing now, what's no one else. Some of them must be thought they were my friends. Smile with me, but I meet them against them. Want to set up my life and my journey end. You know me, I am far as a winner, me no know about failure. I feel make it big, I feel make it major. Stacking up the currency paper. Far me I come from, I me know where me I go. Far me I come from, I me know where me I go. Now last me way now, cause me know where me I go. Far me I come from, I me know where me I go. Me know me I go, cause me me know me I come from. Where me I come from? Dark like dungeon. Some see me not go nowhere. That's my assumption. But mine not kill them, so them brain function. Far me I come from, and I turn back. Overcome my struggles, me no want it.